This video is designed to help you determine why your Auger cycle light continues to blink when you turn on your Pelpro pellet appliance. After plugging in the stove, go to the control board and cycle through the Auger feed rates to make sure you're in manual mode. Also cycle through your fan speed rates and turn the convection fan completely off so you can hear the combustion fan operating. Pellet stoves come with several safety features which will prevent the auger from working properly. Make sure the door is closed and the ash pan is closed tightly. There's a vacuum switch on the appliance that will prevent the auger from working if these two doors are open. Some stoves have safety switches on the hopper lid, so make sure they're clear of debris and closed tightly. Go back to the control board and with a small screwdriver, turn the fan trim pod completely to the left. Be very careful because this trim pod is made of a very soft plastic that could be destroyed easily. After confirming that your venting is completely clear of any debris or creosote, go to the back of the stove, hold a piece of newspaper up to the back of the vent and just confirm that you have a steady, strong flow of air blowing out of your combustion fan. If you don't have a strong, steady flow of air, with a flashlight, take a look inside your combustion fan to make sure it's clear of debris. You shouldn't see any creosote buildup inside the fan. If you have not recently done your routine maintenance on the appliance, take the back plate of the stove off, exposing the ash traps behind either a brick refractory or a steel refractory. With a vacuum, completely clean out the ash traps. This should be cleaned out on a routine basis to keep the airflow moving. Look up above to make sure the scraper rod is completely cleaning the air tubes up above. Follow the channel along the back and make sure air can flow back behind the back wall. Some stoves come with a safety switch on the hopper. If your stove has a safety switch on the hopper, we now want to confirm that the safety switch is actually working. Check to make sure it's engaging, and then disconnect the two wires, and with a jumper wire, connect the two wires, and now check to see if your auger light has stopped blinking. If it stopped blinking, we can confirm that the safety switch on the hopper is to blame. Replace the safety switch. The next safety switch we want to check out is the vacuum switch. Make sure the tube coming out of the bottom of the vacuum switch is securely connected to the stove and the bottom of the vacuum switch. Also make sure the vacuum switch is nice and tight and secured to the stove. Pull the wires on the back of the vacuum switch. Take your jumper wire, connect the two wires, and now check to see if your auger cycle light has stopped blinking. If the auger light stopped blinking and the appliance is now working properly, we know that we need to replace the vacuum switch. If the auger light continues to blink, the next thing we want to look at are the snap switches. The L250 high limit snap switch is the uppermost snap switch. It says L250 on it. Disconnect the two wires and connect the jumper wire. If after connecting the jumper, the appliance now operates properly, you know that you've got a bad L250 high limit switch. Replace the high limit switch. Once we've determined that none of the safety switches are causing the problem, take your cordless drill and go around to the back of the appliance and remove the back plate from the appliance. We're now going to determine whether or not you have a bad auger motor. Once again, after unplugging the appliance from the wall, disconnect the two wires going to the auger motor. With an electrical cord, plug the auger motor directly into your wall socket. If after plugging the auger motor directly in the power, the auger motor starts to operate, we know the auger motor is just fine. It's not the auger motor. If you've gotten to this point and the stove still is not operating properly, it could very well be the control board. But before replacing the control board, we highly recommend that you talk to one of our service techs at Pelpro. They can be reached at 877-303-3134.